Hello and welcome to Just a Chip, a UK-based food review show that is focusing on chip shops from around the country. My name is Peter and this is Danielle, and today you join us from a not-so-sunny Southwold on the Suffolk coast for our next chip shop review. So before we get started on today's review, let's find out what makes this coastal tourism hotspot so special and why so many people come here in the summer. Southwold sits on the Suffolk coast and is within the Suffolk Coast and Heaths area of outstanding natural beauty. It also sits on the mouth of the River Blythe.
There aren't a lot of public transportation links to Southwold. There's no bus station and there's no train station within walkable distance, so I would really suggest that you bring a car if you're coming down to Southwold. And by car, it's about a 2.5 hour drive from London, about an hour from Ipswich, and about 30 minutes from Lowestoft if you get there.
Nice. As Danielle said, there is no easy walkable transport links. However, if you do want to use public transport, you can get the train to either Halesworth, Ipswich or Lowestoft, and then there are buses and taxis available at those locations in order to bring you to Southwold. The buses will also take you right to the town centre. There's a bus stop located just outside one of the hotels.
So Southwold was mentioned in the Domesday Book of 1089 as a fishing port, and about 400 years later in 1489, King Henry VII gave it its town charter. Fast forward to today, Southwold still has a fishing fleet and a river harbor, but mostly the economy is driven by tourism and hospitality.
One other important note to mention about the town's economy is that it's largely driven by one famous company, and that is Adnams Brewery, which makes the famous beers. They've diversified in more recent years, making ciders, spirits, wines. They've also moved into the hospitality industry, so with pubs, restaurants and hotels. So you can always get a nice hotel, have a nice beer, some nice food, all under one roof. They also have a few stores in the area and more spread out in cities and towns not too distant from here, where you can buy said wines, beers and spirits. You can also get like the beer mats, glasses, merchandise, towels, jugs, homewares, and all that sort of thing as well. So some notable people to mention that have lived in and come from Southwold. First was James Barker. He was one of the early leaders of Rhode Island and also one of the early deputy governors of Rhode Island and Providence Plantations. James Barker, the founder of Southwold in New York, just on Long Island, I believe. And also, most notably and not to be missed, is George Orwell, famous for all of his writing. Another important note is I used to work here for a few months. I used to come down to this very seaside for my lunches whilst working. And, that's got to be important, right? So with all that out of the way, why don't you tell us where we're heading today, Danielle?
We are going to the Little Fish and Chip Shop located right in the town center. This fish and chip shop was founded in 2015 by the Solvay Fish Company, and it serves all of the classics and more in traditional batter, fried and beef dripping, and it claims to be Southwold's finest takeaway.
So one little tidbit about Solvay Fish Company that I am aware of before doing this is that they use their own fishing boats to catch the fish that they serve in their chip shops. So that should be good to know that they should be very fresh fish, hopefully.
Also important, they've got a 4.4 on TripAdvisor and a 5 out of 5 stars in their food hygiene rating.
So let's remind ourselves of the rules and head on over.
Each order will be a standardized order of chips, battered sausage, a piece of fish, curry sauce, and one extra item. Each category will be scored individually, with a total being made up of those scores. Both myself and Danielle will score us separately, and then we'll add those up to make a final score at the end of the review.
Okay, so we've come back to our hidey hole. You can just see the weather is pretty atrocious, windy and rainy. We've come back to our hiding place where there's a bit of shelter so we can try our food. So, start at the closest to me. Got the fish here, cod as always, £9. Fish cake over here, £6. Battered sausage in there, quite small but £3.50. Chips was also £3.50 and curry sauce was £2. No, there was no difference in sizes, it was just one size, one price. However, they did include forks and some lemons and a little parsley garnish on top of the fish. So I'm going to get cracking and all of that. I'm going to open the curry sauce. Doesn't look like a traditional curry sauce, but we'll find that out in a minute. I'm going to start with fish. I'm going to give it, when I can get it out, a little drizzle. There's quite a big bit of lemon. Plenty of forks in everything. And I'm just going to rip a piece off. Oh, look at that. Nice and white. And that is exactly what you want. Crispy. I don't know if you can hear this, bit of ASMR here. Meaty white flesh from the fish. The bit I just had did not have any skin on it. Falls apart. Tastes like beef dripping, which is always good. I'm going to give that a 9. Right, what should we do next? Let's go chips. So a nice fry. Just, you know, your usual potato fried in beef dripping. Doesn't taste like it's been fried in beef dripping though. Kind of okay. I wouldn't turn my nose up at them, however. So I'm going to say 6. Okay, let's go on with the curry sauce because I've got a chip in my hand. Interesting. It's like a butter chicken curry sauce.
Interesting.
So it's got a bit of boilingness like you get in a butter chicken. There's some, if you can see, there is some onions and stuff in there. There you go. Definitely more of an Indian style curry sauce. I'm not opposed to it. I quite like it. I like a butter chicken curry. 6 again.
Okay.
Sausage time. So this does not look to be ordinary. It does look a little bit greasy, this one. A bit over fried maybe. It's definitely a normal type sausage. It's not the sort of sausage you would normally get. So that is much more your normal traditional sort of banger put into a batter and deep fried, not your normal chip shop style sausage. It's good. Reminiscent of I'm going back to this, sorry. Reminiscent of number 1 fish bar in Cromer. So much more that upmarket sausage rather than what you would normally get. Now the fish cake, pretty sizable here. I'm going to actually cut this with the multitude of knives. So we don't know what sort of fish this is in here. It's been years since I've had a fish cake from a chip shop. It looks nice and white. It smells good. It's got a bit of smokiness in there. So I wonder if there's some sort of smoked fish. Some herbs. Yeah, that's good. That's surprisingly good, actually. Fish cakes aren't always my favourite thing. It was our wild card for the day because there was not a huge, there's no weird and wonderful things that you get in some chip shops there today. This was probably one of the more out there things. 7.
Excellent.
Now, one thing that we could get from there, Suffolk cider. So I'm going to wash it down, and then we'll pass it over to Danielle, shall we? Go.
Excellent. It's my turn now. So let's go in. Right. Do similar. I'm just gonna break chunk off. Oh gosh. Yes, it is. It is skin free, so that's a bonus for me. Mm-hmm. This is fresh. This is good.
Benefit of having your own boats.
Yeah. This is a 9. This is worthy of a 9. Good start. Good start. Right, let's grab a chip. My fingers are a little bit frozen, so they're not working as well. I say it every time, but we all know that a chip shop chip isn't my favorite way to have a potato. However, these are good. It doesn't taste like beef dripping. At least I don't think so. They're not oily. They're nice and warm. They're crispy. They're good. I think they deserve. I'm gonna give them a 7.5 because I think this is a good example of a fish and chip chop chip.
Okay.
Right. And then, as necessary, let's go to the curry sauce. No mystery bits. The bits are very much known. They're onions. Yeah, that's definitely like a curry sauce rather than a chip shop curry sauce. It's really good though.
You see what I'm saying about it being a bit like buttery and...
Yeah, it is. It's definitely like, this would be lovely if you had it as a curry. Like, it's not super traditional, no. Like, we know that I love the, sort of powdered, plasticky mystery bits and all of that. This has a different purpose. It has a different role. It is a little bit upmarket. And I also really like it. So I'm going to give it a 7. Now, go to the classic battered sausage. Yeah. It's good sausage. It's not over oily. Crispy. Tasty. Yeah, it's not exactly, again, the like traditional corner shop fish and chip shop sausage that you would get. Really like it though. So I'm gonna give that an 8. I think I'm gonna give that an 8. And yeah, so this has been an excellent opportunity so far. So let's see what's next. Get our fish cake. I love a good fish cake, so I'm excited for this. Ooh, I can see a prawn in there.
Oh, there was a prawn. I didn't see that in mine.
Nice big prawn. I've grabbed a bigger chunk.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Lovely and smoky. This tastes like a prototypical fish cake, like good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give this one. This is also gonna get an 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's a good score. I think there is some. Maybe there's a little bit of smoked haddock in there or something.
Mm-hmm.
Is that everything?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. So,
I think it's time to just eat it all up now.
cool. So what we'll do, as usual, we'll head home in the warm and the dry, whilst it's poor weather, and top the scores up, and we'll be back to let you know how the little fish and chip shop of Southwold did. Awesome. Okay, guys, we are back home and on our comfy sofa. It is the next day, as always. Just going to preface by saying that I realised that I actually didn't tell you my score for the sausages, so I've added that in and we'll tell you that as we go. But Danielle obviously did. So, with that out of the way, my scores were, as we recap, were 9 for the fish, 6 for the chips, 6 for the curry sauce, 7 for the sausage, 7 for the wild card fish cake, and that gives a total of 35.
My fish score was 9, chips were 7.5, curry sauce was 7, sausage was 8, fish cake was 8, for a total of 39.5.
And that gives a combined total of 74.5, putting the little fish and chip shop of Southwold in third behind Mr. Chips of Dis and above number 1 of Chroma. Now, if you do have any talking points from today's video or anything you would like to add, do so in the comments below. If there's anywhere else you would also like us to visit, also do put that in the comments as well. But that is all for today, so do hit that like button, comment, subscribe, all those good things, and we will see you in the next video. Bye bye.